For generations, the inhabitants of Darken Rock have looked toward the sky and wondered the same thing. How long has it been there? Has it always been there? And if it is a moon, why does it move like something alive? Known by ancient civilizations as He Who Orbits, the celestial entity we now classify as the Moon Dragon is one of the greatest mysteries ever discovered on Darken Rock. A creature so impossibly large, so ancient, that for thousands of years it was mistaken for a moon. But it was not a moon. It was never a moon. Little is known about the origin of He Who Orbits. No civilization has discovered where it came from, how long it has existed, or why it chose Darken Rock as its home. The only certainty is that it has remained in orbit around the planet for longer than any recorded history, always watching, always waiting, like Darken Rock's own prison guard. The oldest theories suggest Darken Rock is not simply a planet. It is a type of containment zone. For most of its existence, the Moon Dragon remained dormant, disguising itself as a lifeless satellite. Its enormous body folds inward, hiding beneath a shell of hardened biological material resembling the surface of a moon. Its head retracts deep within its own body, disappearing beneath layers of flesh and armor, similar to a creature retreating into its shell. But beneath this disguise exists something far older and stranger. Its wings are not made of bone, feathers, or membrane. They are made from thousands upon thousands of living flesh tendrils. These enormous appendages intertwine together, forming wings that stretch across impossible distances. Rather than relying on atmosphere, He Who Orbits uses the invisible currents of the galaxy itself, the cosmic winds between stars. It does not fly through space, it swims through it. The Moon Dragon does not breathe fire. Instead, it releases something far more dangerous, a substance known as the Red Mist, a cosmic vapor containing unknown particles capable of altering life itself. The first recorded encounter with this substance occurred during the destruction of the CGE Carpenter. The CGE Carpenter was an exploration vessel sent to investigate the Darken Rock system, record life forms, plant life, and to collect samples. They expected an unexplored world. What they found was a planet watched by something impossible. As the Carpenter entered orbit, the Moon Dragon awakened. The crew witnessed the impossible. Darken Rock's moon moved. Tendrils unfolded from the body, forming massive wings, an arched spine protruding from its back, and a massive head with teeth so long it dwarfed the Carpenter ship. Before the vessel could escape, the creature released the Red Mist. Most of the crew died instantly, but several survivors received direct exposure. They did not die immediately. Something far worse happened to them. The Red Mist forced their bodies into millions of years of evolution within seconds. Their cells attempted to adapt to every possible future at once. Bones changed, organs multiplied. New structures emerged and disappeared as their bodies searched for survival. They were not transforming into stronger versions of themselves, no. They were becoming something their bodies were never meant to contain. The evolutionary process became too fast, too violent, just too much. Organs being expelled, their human bodies twisting and contorting into something unknown. Their bodies collapsed under the weight of their own advancement. The survivors who documented these events gave them a name: Failed Ascensions. I wanted to share something I've been working on behind the scenes, so I've officially launched my own website. Up until now, most of my work has only existed here on YouTube, but I wanted a place where people could actually collect some of the artwork and creature creations. You'll find original artwork, future sculptures, Halloween horror props, and eventually some exclusive projects that won't be posted anywhere else. Every purchase helps fund bigger creature builds and lets me keep creating increasingly ridiculous monsters. If you'd like to take a look, the link will be down in the description. Now, let's get back to turning this thing into a nightmare. However, direct exposure was not responsible for the evolution of Darken Rock's creatures. Direct exposure kills, yes, but the transformation of this world happened much slower. Over thousands of years, microscopic particles from the red mist spread across the planet, from the North Pole, which, from accounts, is covered in the red mist. The oceans absorbed it, the forests, every living creature became part of this experiment. This event became known as the Crimson Bloom. The descendants of the CGE Carpenter survivors were no longer the humans who arrived on the planet. Generations after generation, the Crimson Bloom reshaped them. Their bones became stronger, their muscles became denser, their bodies grew larger and more resistant to the brutal environment on Darken Rock. They adapted to a world where everything had become a predator, a world where humanity could no longer survive by being just human. But among these descendants, rare individuals developed something far more unusual, abilities that ancient tribes described as magic. Researchers believe these abilities are not supernatural at all, but are evolutionary. These individuals can interact with the particles left behind by the Moon Dragon itself. They can manipulate the red mist, shape it, weaponize it, turn the remains of an ancient cosmic breath into a tool for war. Others evolved in a completely different direction. Their bodies become instruments. Their flesh became a weapon. These individuals developed the ability to reshape their own skin, muscle, and bone into living armor and biological weapons. Blades formed from their own skeleton, armor grown from their flesh, appendages created for hunting, combat, and survival. They are not wearing monsters, they are becoming one. For thousands of years, the people of Darken Rock believed they were alone. Well, they were wrong. Something has always been above them, watching, waiting, feeding on the light of their red dwarf star. Some believe he who orbits is responsible for creating the horrors that walk the planet. Others believe it is protecting the universe from what lies beneath Darken Rock's surface. But perhaps the most terrifying possibility is this: the Moon Dragon was never studying Darken Rock. Maybe it was preparing it, and whatever it is waiting for has not arrived yet. Man, this project took me quite a while. 5.5 weeks, almost 6 weeks. I think just on and off here and there. Usually when I stream is when I was working on it, while also doing a bunch of editing on the side for the videos. If you want to see the whole progress of this sculpture, I did make 5 other videos just following along through the weeks. And I show a lot of like sculpting tips and how I did certain things and a lot of the hurdles that I had to figure out myself. But I think that this came out pretty good. You know, I'm quite happy with it. Never did the wings before, never sculpted wings. Very happy with how they turned out. Never used wire mesh as well. So that was a lot of fun. And just the amount of detail that I put into this thing is probably the most detailed thing I've made. Next, I'll probably scan this guy, redo him up in my 3D program, and make like a 3D print of him. This is what I've been doing with my clay sculptures. And I will be planning a whole new project for Halloween, which I'm going to be starting really quick here because Halloween is just around the corner. I don't know if I'll get it done in time, but I'm going to try my best. It is a bigger sculpture, much bigger one. It'll probably be my biggest sculpture to date. So if that interests you, be sure to follow. I'll be releasing a video of what I'll be doing soon. Check out the channel update video as well if you guys want to know a little bit more about upcoming future projects. If you enjoy the video, be sure to follow. Hit that like button, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.